friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today is a different kind of video because you are seeing my face and hearing my voice for the first time unless you're following me over at Twitch where I stream. But I thought I would knock out both in one go with this video today where I rank the townies. Now I was just telling my chat today during stream while giving townies makeovers how much I would love to do my version of ranking the townies. I've had friends do it and I've seen other videos on YouTube and I kind of want to take a stab at it. And I have a few different opinions than some other people that I think is going to shock everyone because I've seen how people feel about certain townies and kind of don't agree. So that's what we're going to do today, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and leave a comment down below who is your favorite NPC townie. Alright, so here is the tier maker. I just grabbed this from Spring Sims and Little Simsy's video. If you go down to their description box, they have the link for you if you want to give it a go. So this is the tier maker that we have. We have iconic, cool, nice enough, who, and stay away from me. Now I do think that my opinions and my choices may shock you and you may not agree with me, as I do not agree with some of the stuff that a lot of the Sims community has to say about some of them. So let's give this a go. So starting off strong, we have the land grabs. They are iconic Sim. I have to agree with a lot of the community when I say yes, they are iconic. However, at the same time, when we come to Nancy, I also want her to stay away from me because I don't trust her. My Sims are never really friends with her. I think she's kind of hard to become friends with, but she could also be potentially a good friend. I mean, she's one of the most recognizable Sims in Sims 4. Now, when it comes to Jeffrey Landgrab, he should also go in iconic, as he is a Landgrab, and the Landgrabs are an iconic family in the Sims. However, I don't think he's going to be as iconic as his wife, Nancy. So I think I'm going to put him in the cool category. I'm never really friends with him, don't run into him that much, but I do think that he's a really nice Sim, and I think that he would make a great friend for your Sims. Now, this one might be a little controversial. I have seen so many people with this tier maker say that Don Lothario is someone that they want to stay away from. However, when this game first came out, I was very much like, Don was always my Sim's friend. He was always around. So I kind of think he's going to be kind of up for me on the tier list. I also have to put into consideration that he was in Sims 2, and that was the first Sims game that I ever played. So much nostalgia is there for me, and Don was one of the most recognizable Sims when it came to Sims 2, and he still is till this day. So for that reason, I think I'm going to put him up as iconic. And I know you may not agree, and I know a lot of the community is not going to agree only because a lot of them say stay away from me because he is Don Lothario. Think of it like this. Not a good love interest, but he could be a good friend. So for Nina Caliente, I'm not really sure where it comes down for her on the tier list. She's definitely not stay away from me, and she's definitely not a who. I know who she is. I've seen her. I think I might put her in nice enough. My Sims are just, again, never really friends with her. I see her around town, and I think she would make a good friends the times she is friends with my Sims, but she just really isn't. Now, I kind of feel bad because when it comes down to her sister Dina, I kind of I know who she is, and she should be up on the tier list, but to be honest, I never run into her in my game and my Sims are never friends with her. But to be honest, I don't see her in the game, so I kind of have to put her in who. Now, a summer holiday, I know the BFF household pretty well. My Sims are constantly friends with them. However, when it comes to summer holiday, I don't think of her as iconic. I probably think her as nice enough. I mean, she's nice and I like her and I'm friends with her, but she's definitely not, I don't think of her as a cool Sim. She's definitely not the first go-to NPC Sim I would play with. So I think she's nice enough. When it gets to Liberty, I love Liberty. I love when my Sims are friends with her. I love having her in all of my different saves and my gameplays. I definitely think I'm going to put her up in cool. I don't think she is iconic. So I think Liberty, I put her in cool. I enjoy playing with her. I think she's a great Sim and super friendly. Now coming up to Travis Scott, I'm usually always friends with him in the game. I actually used to use him as a love interest for my Sims when I first started playing. So I definitely think I'm going to put him, I think I want to put him in cool only because he's always around in the game and my Sims are constantly friends with him and he's a really nice Sim. At the same time, I could put him in nice enough. It's just really hard because I kind of want like a middle ground here. But as I think about it, I think in the end, I'll put him in nice enough. Like I like him. He is sometimes a love interest, but I don't include him in my gameplay as much anymore. So I think I'll keep him in nice enough, but he's definitely a really likable Sim and I think he's super nice. Coming up on Olivia Kim Lewis, I think I'm already going to put her in nice enough. She's definitely not a who. I know who she is in the game. I see her all the time. My Sims kids are always friends with her. I think she would be pretty cool. She's kind of, again, in the middle here. I'd go back and forth, but I think she is nice enough. I'll have her every so often be friends with my Sims kids. So next we have Dennis Kemp, and I'm gonna have to put him in Who. I know who he is in the game, and he was there from the start. The only problem is I never see him in the game ever. My Sims are never friends with him. I never run into him anywhere. And honestly, sometimes I forget that he exists. I didn't even know his name until earlier today while I was streaming. Moving on, we have probably the most iconic Sim of them all, and that is Bella Goth. She is going right here at the top, even before Nancy. She is iconic, no questions. We can move on to the next Sim. So next up we have Alice, and I think I would put her in Nice Enough. I know who she is, and I've run into her sometimes in the game, and my Sims are sometimes friends with her every so often. So I think she's nice enough. I never really have had any issues with her, and I think she's kind of fun. Next up we have Vivian, and honestly, I'm putting her in Cool. I love having her in the game. I think she's fun to be friends with. I think she's such a cute, stylish little Sim, and I think I'm gonna have to keep her in Cool. I definitely would want my Sims to be friends with her. So next up we have Eric, and I kind of want to go in between Who and Nice Enough. I know who he is, and I see him sometimes in the game, so I think that's why I'll have to put him in Nice Enough. All right, we are coming up on the pancakes. Now, we all know how the community feels about Eliza Pancakes. And when I first started playing this game, I would have never thought to put her in the stay away from me category. I would have always put her as cool or iconic. My Sims were always friends with her, always ran into her. At the same time, after watching so many videos of other people in the gameplay when it comes to Eliza, honestly, I kind of have to agree. I kind of want her to stay away from me. I feel like she's always there. And as much as I love having a Sim that you're constantly seeing the game, that your Sims are constantly wanting to be friends with, she's always there. She's always lurking. She's at everything. Even though she's iconic, she's gotta stay away. Now next up is Bob Pancakes, and honestly, I love him. I love when my Sims are friends with him. I think he's such a fun Sim to be friends with, and I see him all the time, and I absolutely adore Bob Pancakes. So I think I'm gonna put him above Don Lothario, and he's definitely iconic for me. I absolutely love Bob Pancakes. Alexander Goth, definitely iconic with the name and everything, but I think I'm just gonna kind of put him, I'm gonna have to put him in Who, I think. Although like I know who he is, and there's no question about it, I have to put him in Who because I never see him in my gameplay. He's just like another Sim that runs around that I never see, and for that reason he has to go in Who. So next up we have Cassandra Goth, and definitely an iconic Sim. I've seen her in Sims 2. I loved her in Sims 2. I love her in Sims 4, and I love having her included in all of my like Let's Plays and all of my gameplays that I do on and off stream. I think I'm gonna have to put her, it's either in between iconic and cool. Although she's iconic at the same time, I don't play with her as much, so I kind of want to put her in cool, but at the same time she's a pretty iconic Sim up there with her mom. I think I'm gonna put her up here, and I think I'm gonna put her right here between Nancy and Bob. Mortimer Goth, I think I'm gonna just put him in Nice Enough. Although he's an iconic Sim, at the same time, I just don't run into him as much. I think the only times I ever run into him is after I meet Bella Goth and my Sims become friends with her. So I think he's definitely gonna have to be in Nice Enough. So the next one we have up is Katrina Caliente, and I think I'm just gonna have to put her in Nice Enough. She does run around the game a bit. I do see her from time to time. My Sims are sometimes friends with her depending on the kind of gameplay, what path I'm going. So when it comes to Johnny Zest, I definitely want to put him up in the cool category. I actually used to be friends with him a lot in the game. When the game first came out, my Sims were constantly friends with him. Every time that they lived in Oasis Springs, he was the first one that came over, and I just loved having him as a friend. So coming up with the Roomies household, I do kind of have the same opinions as other people in the community. For me, Gavin is definitely going to have to be a Who. To be honest, I don't run into him that much in the game. I hardly ever see him, and sometimes I forget that he's there. Now for Jay Huntington III, I'm honestly also going to have to put Who. Although he would also be a stay away from me Sim, I just never see him in the game. So next up is Mitchell, and honestly, I was going to put him in Who, but I also want to put him in Nice Enough. I forgot that he existed in the game until about a couple months ago when he ended up getting together with Judith Ward in one of my gameplays, and they had kids together and everything, and I forgot that he honestly existed. So I kind of want to put him in Who for that, but maybe I'll kind of put him up here at the very front because he's kind of like in the middle. Like, he's nice enough. He might be fun to have as a friend in the game. Now, first off, I have to say this is such a bad photo for Zoe, but I'm definitely going to put her in the cool category. I think she's so much fun to be friends with. My Sims are constantly friends with her. I think she's super nice and such a fun Sim to have around, and definitely kind of the life of the party for my Sims. So I'm definitely putting her up in cool. Last up, I don't even have to think about this. I'm putting him in stay away from me. I don't think he's a fun Sim to be friends with. I think he's kind of mean. I'm just gonna have to put him in here. I mean, there's not much else I can say about him. I just don't like him that much. So he's definitely belongs here with Eliza. So with that being said, that is the end of the video for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I had so much fun making the tier list, and I think it's so much fun to see everyone else's take on the game when it comes to townies or worlds or the packs, which I also need to do because I also have some strong opinions about some of the packs in the game that I think some people are just not going to agree with me on. And there's one pack in particular that I know that when my friends watch this, they know what I'm talking about. There's one pack in particular I would put pretty high up on the tier list that I enjoy a lot. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to give this video a like if you did, and I will include all my information down below. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time with a new one. Bye!